we have changed the location and now we are in front of the Oberlandesgericht Stuttgart.
Right, the Oberlandesgericht Stuttgart. Now, the Oberlandesgericht Stuttgart were the ones who, after 9 months, periodically every 3 months after 6 months, they have to decide whether U-Haft is going to be sustained or whether the prisoner is going to be released. Now, the Oberlandesgericht did decide to release our political prisoner, and he was free on the 4th of April. What they also did is they also put out who at the Landgericht is going to be responsible for the upcoming court case. And this is the 10th chamber at the Landgericht, and they are now in the so-called Zwischenverfahren. So the Staatsanwaltschaft has put in their claim, and then they have 4 weeks of time to send it to the lawyers, and they can make their statement, and then they have to decide from then on whether they're going to take the case on or whether they're going to, you know, fire it out of the court because it is bullshit. Now, the Zwischenverfahren ends with the so-called Eröffnungsbescheid. So this is where the Landgericht, the 10th chamber, says this is going to be the court case. This is the claims that we're taking from the Staatsanwaltschaft. They don't have to take all of them, but if they decide to take on the case, they will at least take some of them. And I'm in a waiting position. Okay, last time when I wrote emails and made telephone calls to the Oberlandesgericht, that was when they were still talking to me. Nowadays, nobody is talking to me any longer, and so I will call in on Monday. I will do and write some emails, and I will explain to them that they should actually really come to terms with this thing and make their decision, because the time that they're waiting is not to their advantage really, because the facts are not going to change. This political prisoner was completely innocent, and he will be completely innocent whether they take on this court case or not. So there will be no new facts, so they have to make the decision really. And I say, if they do make the decision to take on this court case, I say they're breaking the Constitution. And in the land, Baden-Württemberg, the land, there is something possible. There is something in their constitution, in the constitution of the land. It's Article 66, paragraph 2, and there it says that if you are a judge and you do break the Constitution, doing your job or even off your job in your private life, you can be put in front of the grand jury of the Bundesverfassungsgericht. They then will decide whether you will be change of post, whether you will be put into retirement, or even be fired. There's a political process prior to that, but this is something that kind of hangs over this decision. These judges here have a really difficult task, because if they take on this this court case, they are probably looking at something like 2 to 3 years of a court case. And these judges then, they're kind of like married to the defendant until this court case is over. They, you know, they cannot change. You know, the defendant will always be the same, and but he can change his lawyers. The state prosecutor will be the same, can possibly be changed, but the judge cannot be changed. So they have to make their decision whether they want to stay on with this case for the next 2 to 3 years and have all groups of Querdenken at every day the court is in session. You know, something that they most probably don't look forward to. But this is what is on their table right now. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm telling them. This is why I'm turning myself in to make their, you know, give them the little nudge for their decision making. And it should be in their best interest, and in the best interest of the Grundgesetz, that somebody who has already served 9 months innocently in prison now is not going to be getting another kind of a penalty for looking forward for 3 years of a court case. where he cannot go anywhere. You know, he needs to be in and out at the court when they are in session, because every witness that they hear, he has to be at the courtroom. So if they're going to call 9,000 witnesses or more, you know, to coordinate all these witnesses to come in, to give their statements, this is what they have to base their decision on, you know. Is this whole case, for what we afterwards getting, even if they, you know, even if there is a sentence, you know, it will be a rather smaller sentence, because that was the reason that the Oberlandesgericht let the man walk free, because his expectancy for the sentence was now so low, minus the 9 months that he was already here, that they said there's no more Fluchtgefahr. So, is it worth it? I say it is not worth it. And I say, we will not give up on this. If you open up this court case, I'll be there. I'll be there every day. I'll see this ridiculous thing happen, and we will go public on that and make them look completely ridiculous. And that's the idea behind it. Something like this should never have happened in the begin with, and now to follow up on it, to make one mistake and then make another and then make another, make a chain of mistakes. There's no procedure for admitting a mistake in our system. And this is very, very dangerous. And I think it can be, and it should be, stopped right here.
Thank you, and have a nice evening.
You too.